So when I was asked to film a reaction video about India's loss in the first test versus Australia, I thought to myself, of course, the obvious reaction to all of this is shock. It's a sense of disbelief. But what are our learnings from it? What have we come to understand after absorbing all of this? It's been a day plus, and in after India's collapse, of course, in the second innings, which resulted in that loss versus Australia. But what are our learnings? What have we come to understand from this? And the number one thing that I've come to understand is that this is a once in a lifetime sort of a performance. It really is. I mean, India's lowest score of all time in Test match cricket, you don't really get to see these things very often. And it obviously is one of those anomalies. And it has to be treated like that as well. Because India now are in the deep end. The first of four Test loss, Virat Kohli coming back home rather. And it's of course a young unit, a team which is injury marred, and they will need to bounce back quickly. So the media and the whole community of cricket in India will need to understand that this is a time to back the Indian cricket team and not really dive into criticism of the performance. So it has to be put aside. But there are three big questions that I would like to ask, and that 3 points that I'd like to share ahead of the second test at MCG, the Boxing Day test, the big event, the marquee event in the calendar year is approaching us in a few days. And here are the 3 questions that I think that we will need to ask Team India ahead of the second test. Right, number one, of course, is about the pink ball. Now, this was India's, of course, second outing with the pink ball, the first being versus Bangladesh in Kolkata. This was the second game. India is still very new to playing with the pink ball. And every outing is a learning for the bowlers, for the batsmen, and the team as a whole. Now, the point that I'm coming to is essentially you saw a different batting unit in the first innings. You saw India playing with patience. You saw the likes of Pujara, you saw the likes of Virat, Rahane to an extent as well, batting really, really well, batting for long hours. They obviously got lucky, but they still managed to consolidate and build a good total until that Virat Kohli run out, which we will come to a little later. But in the second innings, you saw a completely different performance. So it was two contrasting performances from India in 2 innings. Now, is this an education of how the pink ball behaves in certain conditions, or is this just one of those performances that you would just have to put past you? That is question number one. Is this an education of how the pink ball is going to behave? Because remember, pink ball tests are going to become more regular going forward, and every piece of knowledge and experience that a team can gather while playing in certain conditions with the pink ball will be very, very important. So is this a learning or is this an anomaly? Is question number one. Question number two is, of course, where does all of this leave Team India? The first test, Virat Kohli's only test, a lot of expectations on him, on the team to put their best foot forward, a lot of coverage, a lot of build-up, but India succumbed very, very heavily to it. Now, where does this leave Team India? Virat Kohli, of course, heading back to India. Ajinkya Rahane will be taking over the captaincy. And apart from that, India are injury marred. So Mohammad Shami is now out. Ishant Sharma was already out of the test series. Mohammad Shami now not going to be available for the foreseeable future as well, which leaves India's first choice seam bowling attack severely depleted. That's right, Jasprit Bumrah is now the only first choice seamer in Test cricket that is available for selection. Where does this leave Team India? Where does this leave the seam bowling contingent? How do they react to this? Will be a big, big question that India will need to answer. You'd like to think that Mohammad Siraj might make his debut, but with Siraj and certain Umesh Yadav, of course, who did well, but is more of a hit and miss bowler for more often than not. How will Bumrah hold all of this together, and how will Rahane manage the seam bowling contingent at, of course, in the second test in the MCG will be the big question. Question number three, of course, is the big one. It's Ajinkya Rahane. Now, Virat Kohli away, India have to forget that. We'll keep talking about it, but the point of the matter is that Ajinkya Rahane is now the captain of India for 3 big test matches in Australia, period. How does he bounce back from this? Now remember, that run out, if you go back to the first test, that run out probably changed everything. It tilted the momentum towards Australia. Virat Kohli batting like a dream back in the pavilion. and the whole crowd behind Australia. Australia with their tails up, and everything seems to have gone in Australia's favor from there more often than not. How does Rahane put this past him? How does he put past Mohammad Shami being injured as well? A severely injury depleted India, the first choice captain back home. How does Rahane react to all of this? How does he bring it together? How does he work with Ravi Shastri and co? Will be a big question that India will need to answer. And I mean, of course, there are no questions about Rahane's ability with the bat, but how does he react to the first big challenge for him as captain will be a big question. India, of course, will be happy that there are still questions on Australia's batting. They still do not look like a formidable batting unit. Joe Burns, of course, found some form, but if Bumrah gets a tail up and if Siraj and Umesh Yadav can chip in, this bowling attack could take Australia apart yet again. Of course, Ashwin being another big contributor to all of this. Now, how do India react to this? They will, of course, be buoyed by the fact that Australia do not really look very good in the batting department. And of course, with the ball as well, I'd like to make this point that in the first innings, India looked like they were managing it, the Australian bowling attack. In the second innings, of course, India made them look like a far more potent bowling team than they are. But I think it'll be very interesting how India take a look at this. If they sit down and focus on the second innings performance, then it could possibly go against them. But if they sit down and think that we were doing okay in the first innings, we just have to build on this, get in a few different personnel, of course, with the number of absentees, and then see where they go from there. So a big test for India, crucial week or so ahead of the second test. Will be interesting to see how things build up. We'll be right there bringing you the best from Australia.